We're a family of 6 living on 5.5 acres where our days revolve around growing and raising our own food. Feeding our family healthy, nourishing food fresh from the earth and free from chemical treatments is the real reason why we chose this lifestyle. We have a massive garden where we grow all of our own vegetables, berries, and herbs, and we have 2 acres of pasture where we raise our own beef and chicken. Right now, our garden is in full swing. We're hauling in armfuls of fresh produce, and we just finished processing a batch of chickens. So today, we're inviting you along to see what a typical summer day of eating looks like for our family. It's early in the morning again, and I decided to just get out here right away and pick my raspberries. I did not get them picked yesterday, and so I wanted to get them before the sun came out because I know that they'll be too overripe by tonight. And also this early in the morning, the sweat bees aren't out, and right now there's so many sweat bees in Ohio. I've picked these a couple times now, but there's definitely more out here this morning than there ever have been yet this year. Raspberries are now in full swing. Every time I talk about raspberries, I have just tons of people asking me, how do you control the worms in raspberries? And my main secret, I've had raspberries for, I don't know, is it 10 years now? And my biggest secret with raspberries is to just stay on top of the picking. I like to pick them every single day. And I also try to pick them before they're just dead ripe. Don't get me wrong, I like for them to be ripe, but if you can pick them just like the tiniest little bit before they're just fully dead ripe, like a dark purple or a dark red, your chances of not having worms in them are gonna be way, way better. The second thing is trellis them. We had way more worms in our raspberries when we didn't trellis them. So far, I haven't been preserving the raspberries because we've just been eating them as they come in. I've been getting like maybe 2 quarts every other day, but with them amping up this way, I'm gonna have to start making them into jam and stuff. But this morning, we are going to be putting these on our pancakes. I was walking in from picking raspberries and I just saw that we have our very first elderflower, which is so exciting to me. I have been wanting to grow elderberries for so long because I feel like it just is that whole, it takes the whole growing your own medicine to a new level. This morning I'm going to be making Dutch baby pancakes with fresh milled flour, and also we're having hamburgers. So a lot of mornings we don't have anything sweet. One of my huge priorities is to have my kids start out the day with a protein-rich breakfast. From personal experience, I have found that if I eat lots of protein first thing in the morning, it balances my blood sugar for the rest of the day. And also, I just have like way more energy, and I would like to teach my kids these things from the beginning. We used to have oatmeal like pretty much every morning for breakfast, and my kids never felt great. They were always sluggish afterwards. And so I started feeding them hamburgers and sometimes like a piece of fruit or some veggies or something. On special occasions, we have pancakes. I really like these Dutch baby pancakes because there's 10 eggs in this recipe. So it's basically like a protein pancake. If you follow me on Instagram especially, you'll know that I was on a fresh milled flour kick there for a while. But I have backed way, way, way off of that because one of our kids has some major food allergy issues right now. And the flour was absolutely not, oh shoot. The flour was not working well with her. I also wasn't feeling great with eating so much. I feel like there's kind of a trend going on right now in the, you know, holistic, organic, homesteading community with fresh milled flour. And I think it's great. I think fresh milled flour is amazing. Like, it's better than white flour and stuff. But I think that one of the things that the trend is missing is that there's moderation. There should be moderation in everything. And so I've stepped back to using whole grains just a couple times a week. I make bread, I make whole grain things a couple times a week. That works for us, but just like the really grain heavy diet did not work for us at all. The good news is my food allergies have mostly disappeared. I'm able to have some dairy here and there. I'm able to have some grain here and there, some gluten. I don't do much. I just do everything in moderation and then I'm fine. My kiddo that has food allergies is not gonna be able to eat these pancakes. She'll be able to have the burgers, but I keep frozen pancakes with flour that she can have in the freezer. So when we have things like this, she can just pop one of her pancakes in the toaster oven and we're all good. Just FYI, pretty much all the recipes that I use with fresh milled flour, I get the recipes off of the blog Grains in Small Places. She has like tons and tons of recipes and they turn out so good every single time. Puff pancakes are one of the only ways that I can get my kids to eat eggs. When I say they don't like eggs, I mean they're like weeping and gagging. It's pathetic. I guess I just gave them too many eggs as little kids because that's what I used to give them for breakfast every morning and now they cannot hack them. Hence the burgers and the disguised eggs. Okay guys, breakfast is ready! Besides the eggs from our chickens and the raspberries from the garden, this beef is also beef that we raised on our pastures.
I get up before everybody else does in the morning and I like to have my breakfast earlier, so I already ate. For myself, I also like to get protein in first thing in the morning, so I either eat a hamburger with a couple fried eggs, maybe some cottage cheese on top, or I'll have a protein shake. It's got raw milk, raw eggs in it, and then I'll add some protein powder and a couple other things you've probably seen me make before.
Thrive Market is sponsoring today's video, and I'm going to show you what we got in our latest box. I got lots of chips because we have been doing adventures and picnics and stuff. When we're here at home, I cook all of our food from scratch. When we go away, I really like to have healthier snack options so that I can have a break and have fun too. We have been doing quite a bit of backpacking the last couple weekends, and so I got these beef sticks because these are the perfect snack to take along when we're backpacking. I have a daughter right now who's having some pretty serious food sensitivities, and so I got some gluten-free things. That's one thing I really love about Thrive Market is they make it really simple to find foods to fit certain diets. They have filters that you can use, so gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, things like that are so easy to find on their website. We are planning to go camping in a couple weeks, and so I of course had to get graham crackers that are organic. Right now Thrive Market is having a month-long back-to-school sale, so if you are wanting to buy healthier options for snacks for your kids' lunches, this would be the perfect time. I also got a couple boxes of Ollipops. Ollipops are a treat that we have on film day to try to make it a special day for the kids and not just a lot of work. Of course, I got my 7th generation dishwasher detergent. I didn't order this. I have an obsession with hazelnut and chocolate. I usually get Hue chocolate and this time I didn't, and it looks like Cody ordered this for me. Ooh. Oh my goodness, that smells so good. I will be eating spoonfuls of this every single day and I will be getting it for Christmas presents this Christmas. It honestly is absolutely divine. It like tastes like that European chocolate. It is so good. So if you want to start saving money today, go to the link in our description box, thrivemarket.com/morethanfarmers, and you'll get 30% off of your first order plus a free gift. Tonight for dinner, I'm gonna have Cody grill up some marinated chicken breast. Cody's been doing lots of experimenting on the grill that we got this summer, and it's been so delightful. He has not yet tried chicken breast, so this will be a bit of a learning experience for him, but I'm sure it will be very tasty. There's always this tendon that comes out of this one part of the chicken breast. Just put it in a fork like that, grab it with a dry paper towel, and it pulls the tendon right out. Woohoo! Here's some basil that the kids picked for me in the garden. I'm going to use this in the marinade. Fresh herbs just take marinades to a whole new level. When it comes to marinades, I've done this so many times that I really don't measure anymore. I do about equal parts avocado oil, apple cider vinegar, and then coconut aminos. I normally will put a little bit of liquid smoke in there. I have a really nice brand of liquid smoke that I get off of Amazon that has like nothing artificial in it. But since this is going on the grill, I'm not gonna bother with that. Always do some maple syrup. That just really rounds everything out really good. And then lots of salt and some pepper, and I'm gonna call this good. One of the things that I feel like home cooks often do wrong is they don't season their foods enough. I'm just gonna mix this all up. And then this will just sit in here all day long, soaking up those flavors. I'm headed out to harvest a bunch of veggies and stuff for dinner tonight. And I came out here and I found this adorable bowl full of things that the kids were foraging this morning. There's these tiny little tomatoes, there's regular cherry tomatoes, lunchbox peppers, and then these tiny little quick snack cucumbers. So cute. There's pretty much nothing that makes my mother heart happier and more proud than to see my kids foraging and enjoying it. They have a fort out in the woods and they're pretending to have like a store, like a restaurant, and they're selling veggies and eating them. Super fun. The first thing I'm gonna harvest here is some potatoes. I leave the plant intact because I wanna know where the potato plants actually are when we're digging potatoes. I just basically dig around the base and get the ones off the top. And then I'll go back through and for sure get them all later. I must have already done this one another time. Here's one. Oh, the sweat bees are so bad. I like to dig the red ones and use those first because those don't store quite as long. Ooh, look at that big one. I wonder if this corn is ready. I don't like pulling the husk down like that, but I like to do it just to check. Usually if one of them's ready, a bunch of them are ready, but bugs will probably get in here, but whatever, it's okay. Probably in another week, we'll have sweet corn. I'm so excited. Ooh, looks like there's a whole bunch of peppers ready. Just in time for salsa season. It's beautiful. Looks like the kids have found all the lunchbox peppers. Oh wait, here's one. These are just the cutest things ever. My basil is starting to flower here, and I make it a priority to snip all those flowers off so that the bush keeps putting out fresh growth. These green beans are looking rough, just simply because they have been bearing for so long. I thought they were done. I come out here this morning and there's a whole bunch of green beans on here. Oh, I'm being eaten alive by sweat bees. There's so many sweat bees. I feel like I'm just gonna go up in smoke. Oh my goodness. And then it's humid and so they're just extra sticky. The other night as I was sitting and thinking about this strawberry patch, I was like, why wouldn't I put the chickens on here? Because there's no way I can till this at this point. It's just so grown up. So I think we're going to, sweat bees are driving me crazy. I think we're gonna put the chickens on here, just pull their tractor out. The chicken tractor is so easy to move with the wheels. We'll just pull it up here, put the net up, and have the chickens mow this down and fertilize it all at the same time. Right here you can see this fresh growth coming on since they sprayed over in the field is wonky. I have looked up herbicide damage to plants, and this is definitely one thing that can happen with herbicide drift, is that the new growth is shaped super weird. This food though, that we are growing in our own garden, I have not used any sprays of any kind on this. Having some drift on the plant still is not even nearly as bad as what I would be getting from the grocery store. Like, this is still wonderful food. It really is. It's just a bummer that we have to deal with stuff like this. It's not fair. I'm also gonna pull some carrots. I would like to have some fresh, ooh, look at that. Some fresh carrots steamed with some butter and parsley for dinner tonight. I think that sounds so good.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin.
Not gonna go into a lot of detail about lunch today because for lunch we usually just have leftovers. So this corn and chicken was from last night for supper. This corn we did grow on our homestead. It's been in the freezer from last year. And then this chicken here was chicken that we raised. And Michelle has peppers from the garden and some cheese that unfortunately was not made on our homestead because we don't have a cow anymore.
If your kids are anything like mine, they're constantly hungry. My kids are always asking for snacks. We have a really big breakfast in the morning, and so I don't let my kids snack in the morning until lunch, but I do let them have an afternoon snack, and I just like to keep things on hand so that I can say, oh yeah, there's food in the fridge, and then I don't have to get annoyed. One of the things that I like to make with food from our farm is deviled eggs. This is another way that my kids will eat eggs. I try to not do the same snacks every single week because then they get tired of them. This is something I like to do is make chia pudding. If you have a dairy cow, you can make chia pudding with raw milk. It's so delicious. I did this with coconut milk or almond milk, one or the other, because I have a kid with a food sensitivity, and this is something that they all like with an alternative milk. I'm especially liking having chia pudding around right now because they can put lots of fresh raspberries on top, and then it's just a nice, well-rounded snack. Another thing that I like to have on hand, I always have some kind of veggies. So right now it's these cherry tomatoes. I also have been just cutting up peppers and cucumbers. They can have those whenever they want pretty much. I also get cheese in bulk from Azure Standard. This is organic cheddar. This is obviously not from our farm, but when they have veggies, they can just add some cheese. Another thing that I really like to have on hand is fresh sourdough bread. This is 100% fresh milled flour sourdough bread, and my kids love a good peanut butter and jelly. I make all of our homemade jam with raspberries and strawberries, so I know the ingredients in that and I feel really good about it. Another thing that I've been doing that my kids have been loving is I got these popsicle molds, and I have just been mixing fresh peaches with coconut yogurt and some raw honey. And these popsicles are so delicious. My kids are asking for them all the time. And I feel really good about them eating these anytime because they're not high in sugar. This is something I used to do when we had a dairy cow, is I would just blend fruit and yogurt and honey in the blender, and it makes a really great snack. I wanna make raspberry ones with coconut yogurt and raspberries and honey. That would be really tasty as well. Another thing I've been doing lately for snacks is fruit bark. So yesterday I made this raspberry bark. I just put down a layer of fresh raspberries, and then I drizzled a whole bunch of almond butter and chocolate on top. The raspberries I feel like aren't quite as good as bananas. Bananas they stay a little bit softer. I've been doing this with bananas as well. Both of them are great. Strawberries work too. Every Monday I try to just make a whole bunch of snacks. So on Monday I made popsicles, chia pudding, deviled eggs, I made some banana bread, I made sourdough bread, and I just try to have all those snacky things taken care of in one day so that then throughout the rest of the week, I don't have to worry about it, because food stresses me out really bad. And especially since my daughter hasn't been feeling well, I've just had this huge block when it comes to food. I just can't, I don't know, it's like the stress of it all just makes so that I can't think. And so having stuff, really simple foods on hand so that I don't have to think about it through the week has literally saved my sanity.
I'm gonna get the charcoal started and get the grill going so it can heat up while Michelle is working on the rest of supper in the house. Then hopefully about the time this is hot, Michelle will be done with everything in there. We can put the chicken on and then be ready to eat. So I have this chimney here. A lot of people were recommending me getting one when I was using the grill in the winter. And I actually did already have one, but I wasn't using it because I read that you don't want to put already super hot coals into a really cold ceramic grill, because I think it can cause it to crack or something. So I just wasn't using it in the winter, but I do have one. I'm going to be using some all-natural lump charcoal, and then when I put the chicken on, I'm going to put some apple wood chips in there to give it some smoky apple flavor. I need to let this go for about 10 minutes. Then once the charcoal is nice and white hot, I'll dump it in the grill, and then the grill needs to heat up.
While Cody has the charcoal heating up out there, I'm going to quickly throw together this salad. It's a marinated tomato salad that I love to make. And the longer that it sits in the marinade, the tastier it is. So I just want to get on this right away. This tomato salad is one of my very favorite foods. It is so delicious. Basically, I just cut cherry tomatoes in half and I put whatever herbs in it that I have on hand right now. It's fresh basil that goes so well with this. And then just whatever veggies you want. I had some peppers this morning that had some bad spots, so I'm gonna put those in. I'm also gonna put some very finely chopped onions in here to add some flavor. And then I like to add cheese chunks to this. Mozzarella cheese chunks are so good because they just like take on the flavor of the marinade. This salad is a major, major crowd pleaser. Whenever I take it to a potluck or something, people's eyes bulge. I just put a little bit of garlic powder, some salt, maple syrup, going in with some apple cider vinegar, and then avocado oil. This makes it just so rich and lovely. Then I'm just gonna stir this up. And I always taste it. I just go by the taste of this. Maybe someday I will take the time to make this in a recipe form. As this sets, it's going to get a little bit more watery. So don't add too much dressing right away, because some of these juices will definitely seep out. This is a recipe that's very adaptable. You can put all kinds of veggies in here. Cucumbers in here are absolutely divine. But unfortunately, my cucumbers died.
Now we need to hurry get outside because I'm pretty sure that charcoal is ready to be put in the grill, and that grill needs to get heating so we can have our chicken done when everything else is ready. This charcoal is nice and white hot, so this can go in. I'm also gonna put some more charcoal on top of that. Before I set the grill grates on top, I'm gonna set one of these heat deflectors down in here. Basically, the one side will have direct flame, direct heat, and then the other side will have indirect. So it's gonna go on the direct heat first to sear it, and then it's gonna go on the indirect heat to finish cooking inside. Haven't done this before with chicken, but that's what I read somewhere, and I'm hoping that it works good. It makes sense, so I think it'll work. This grill was sent to us from Sapphire, and I have been really loving it so far. I cold smoked cheese during the winter. That was so good. I did not do enough of it. I should have done more. And I've been doing a lot of steaks on here. Just a couple nights ago, I made steak, and the kids said that is the best steak we've ever had. So I guess I'm getting a little better at it. I want to do more smoking stuff in the future, but it's something that I'm just gonna have to keep messing with and learning.
I'm gonna start out here by steaming up these green beans. I need to use this steamer thing for my carrots as well, so that's why I'm starting with this. I am just going to keep these potatoes super simple. New potatoes are so delicious. They just they're really buttery and they just fall apart. I have just been throwing them in the Instant Pot with like 1/2 inch of water in the bottom, and you can set your Instant Pot at high pressure for 10 minutes and they're done. I like to make some extra potatoes then, and then I fry them up in tallow in the morning for breakfast, and it makes a really lovely hash brown. There are countless ways that I could be making these potatoes. I could be doing all sorts of stuff with them, but right now I'm just keeping everything really, really simple. I don't cover the potatoes. I just put a little bit of water covering the bottom, maybe a 1/4 inch of water, and that's all you need. I'm also gonna steam these carrots and then put butter and parsley on them. They're so good this way. If you've never tasted a fresh carrot, have you even lived? There is something about fresh carrots. They have so much flavor.
I had Izzy run out and check the temperature while we were working in there, and he said it's over 400 degrees. Actually at about 450, and I only wanted about 400. So I'm gonna close up the top a little bit, bottom a little bit, and then the whole thing, like the ceramic walls, need to get nice and warm to be holding that heat evenly for this chicken. Closing those vents up should cool it down just a little bit, and then if we give it 10 or 20 minutes, should be ready to go for this chicken.
I feel like there's this common misconception about cooking healthy. People feel like cooking from scratch and cooking healthy food is hard. It really doesn't have to be. You can make it really complicated. I do sometimes like to watch cooking shows where they do all these complicated bakes and stuff, but for myself, in my own kitchen, I am not making croissants and all kinds of casseroles and all kinds of things like that. I am just not. I am baking and cooking really, really simple food. I went out and grabbed some fresh parsley to go with these carrots. Parsley is so amazing. The health benefits are so cleansing and healing. There is so much just uproar and confusion in the health space right now. The whole Maha movement and all the things, which obviously I'm a fan of. I'm always a fan for trying to get bad ingredients out of our food system. The thing is though, is that we don't have to be a victim of our food system. If you go to the grocery store and buy produce, or even go to your local farmer, that's way better. You can just get simple whole foods and cook them up really simply, and you can skirt around all of the soups and all of the seed oils and all of just like the seasoning packs and mixes. I could make every single thing tonight with just salt, pepper, and butter, and it would still taste really delicious. I think it's great that Coca-Cola is now only using cane sugar in their pop. But the thing is we're not drinking soda in the first place, so it's not affecting us. I don't say that to be ungrateful for what all those people out front are doing for our food system. I'm just saying that while our food system is changing, we don't have to be a victim of it. So much of it we can take control of for ourselves. And the thing is that I don't really feel like we're ever going to be able to ban enough foods that we're going to be able to trust the big corporations, because they have power and money in mind. That's just all there is to it. And if we go and ban a bunch of ingredients, they're just going to come up with something else and use a different name for it. That has happened with glyphosate, BPA, free, all the buzzwords. They just find their ways around it. So I think it's very important that we be educated and knowledgeable and learn to cook food in our homes that's simple and easy, and just skirt around all of the processed food to begin with. I put some salt and pepper and butter on these and stirred them up. The carrots are steaming, the potatoes are done, and Cody just needs to go out and grill the chicken.
Grill should be good and ready to go. Duh, I wasn't thinking. I was supposed to put it over the open part first for the sear. I think I can switch these around. Really scary. Wow. I did it. Almost forgot, I want to put my little applewood chips in here. This has a feeder port on the front. Ooh, that's hot. This comes off, and then I can feed wood chips in there so I don't have to disturb anything else. I'm just gonna dump some over there, dump some over there. I did not used to really be into grilling. I felt a little bit like the odd one out with all the dads talking about the grilling and stuff. But when Sapphire reached out to us and asked us if we'd be interested in one of these, I was like, you know what? I think I would actually really enjoy it. And the other thing about it that I really like is it's an off-grid way of cooking. Obviously, you're gonna have to have some charcoal around, but as long as you've got a few bags of charcoal around, you could cook a lot of meals on this thing. And since it's a ceramic grill like this, you could pretty much use it like an oven too. One of the things that I really want to do sometime before too long is pizza. I think pizza in a grill like this would be so good. Got some little sear marks. At this point, I'm more scared of getting them overdone than underdone. I can make sure they get to the right temp, but I do not want to overdo them. Well, that looks good, doesn't it?
It looks so good.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin.
Chicken's all done. Time to eat.
Kings might eat off of silver, but they eat no better food. Ooh, look how juicy that is still in there. It's really, really easy to overdo chicken breast, so we were really careful to not overdo it. So good. The kids are gonna love this.
Now I gotta try this chicken. Really good. I actually don't usually like chicken breast because I just think it's kind of dry. I like the dark meat better, but this is so good. It is not dry at all. That is nice and juicy.
Best chicken ever. This is good.
Thank you. Stop. Right now, Thrive Market is having,
Oh my goodness.
Do you like the sound of that?
No.
Oh, there's so many green beans in here.